Really interesting question from our friend Nikola. He's from Serbia. And because there's a war going on in Serbia, he recently had to be relocated to Canada. The situation is such that he's the oldest of 5 children, and his father is growing very old and weak, unable to work. He's in Canada now with very little means, and he's the oldest son in his family and sort of expected to take care of things. Back home, things were a bit more cozy. Before the war, he was studying medicine and he was going to become a doctor. And, obviously it would be years of study, but ultimately he would be in a situation where he can earn enough to care for his family and be a good role model to his younger brothers and sisters, perhaps put them through school, do all the things that an older son should do. But now in Canada, the situation is very different. They are destitute, broke, they have no money, they're in a strange land, and he's wondering if it's selfish for him. He's really totally confused. Is it selfish for him to continue to pursue this long, arduous, broke journey of becoming a physician, finding a school in Canada, or does he get right out there and start earning money for his family so that he can support them and so that he can support himself, so that life can go on? Okay, a couple warnings before I offer some perspective on this for you, my man. The very first one is that if you decide to go back to medical school, it is going to be the worst decision of your life. Big mistake, okay? Be with that. And if you decide to go out into the world and start earning money, either through business or through a different career, but something that allows you to start earning money right away, big mistake. Worst decision of your life. It is going to be horrible. Now you come to a place of peace, because successful people don't make the right decision. In fact, both decisions are usually wrong. Both are inherent with good and evil, good and evil. So, what successful people do is make a choice and then make that choice right. So, I'm going to offer you perspectives based on my position, my prejudice, really, about what I would probably do, and I'm going to use some language that's perhaps offensive to some people, but really, be with the fact that if you flip a fucking coin, either one is going to be right because you're going to make it right. Do you understand? You become a doctor, it's the most fucked up thing you ever did, but you make it right. You're going to make that right. If you choose to go out into the world, you are going to make that right also. It's a wrong decision. You get that? So hopefully you guys understand. And that's the way it is with all of the big decisions you make in your life. People want to tell you the right thing to do. There is no right answer. The right answer is the quote-unquote right answer is the one that people think is going to afford you the less challenges in your life. And it never works out that way, that you evolve through a life of no challenges. The right decision is the one that you make right. Do you understand that? So choose one. Now, if you ask me, you were literally kicked out of the womb. I'm going to use this as a metaphor. But essentially, you were in a cozy, comfortable situation where you were being nourished by your family, by the institutions that supported you in your education, and so on and so forth. But war broke out and you're kicked the fuck out. Kicked out of the womb. No more comfort. No more nourishment. Now you're cold, shivering, starving. You're 20 years old. You're in a place in your life where now, for lack of better terms, you gotta man the fuck up. You're not 10, you're not 12, you're not 15. You're 20, 21, 22. Now the balls gotta drop. Now you gotta man the fuck up. If the situation is such that you can continue being a baby, that's okay. And I think that's what a lot of us do who end up in college until we're 35 fucking years old. We're just, for whatever reason, we enjoy the womb more than warriorship. And that's all right, because we need people in the womb to cultivate all types of ideas that they can tell the warriors to go and do. Right? And ultimately, you're going to have to, if you're going to be a doctor, you're ultimately going to have to be a warrior anyway. So you're going to, it's inevitable. You're going to have to get out there and hurt yourself. Now, you don't have the luxury of waiting another 4 or 5 years until you go out there and hurt yourself and become a warrior. Now you're kicked out there and you are a warrior whether you like it or not. Okay? So, question for you to ponder. Is your drive towards becoming a physician one which has been given to you? Have you been conditioned in such a way? Have you been told? Has the culture, has your family instructed you in the idea that it's the right thing to do, that you should be a physician? Be with that. Ask yourself that. Meditate on that. Is it really what I want? Or and here it is. Is it really what I want, or is it what I want? Which one? Is it this guy or is it that guy? Now, it could be a little confusing because there's a gray area. Because this part of you might say, I love helping people. I love healing people. I love seeing people go from destitute situations into enriching situations. I want to enrich the lives of other people, either through their body, their mind, or their soul. Now, this is a physician's heart. This is a physician's soul. This is the position where a physician truly should come from. Most of our physicians come from this place. I can make a lot of fucking money and my mom will be proud. Well, you know what? You're not really a physician. You just got a fucking job. If you're going to go out into the world with a physician's heart, there are lots of ways to serve others with a physician's heart without spending 6 years in school. Now, you might not be able to cut people open because you'll get sued, right? You might not be able to prescribe medication. But if the desire is founded upon the calling to serve people in a way that improves their health, then you can do that in many different ways. There are many, 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 many different ways. I mean, it's a big part of what my position is in life. I love to support people in growing stronger, mentally, physically, spiritually, physiologically. I'm fascinated with these ideas. I became a personal trainer. You become a coach. You become a counselor. You become a teacher. There are many different ways that you can serve the world with a physician's heart without becoming an actual physician. Not saying that you shouldn't become a physician. I'm just giving you some different ideas that might be able to support you. In fact, you might make more money because when you're a physician, you're heavily tied to the tyranny of the matrix. I mean, it's quasi-government and corporations. I mean, you're stuck in the middle between the medical industry, which is all corporations, and the government, and you're really just a puppet for the both of them if you do it the traditional way, right? I mean, whether you're a physician or not, if you're watching this, you'd probably agree with me. If you're a physician and you're not doing it out of your own private practice, even still, there are all types of regulations you got to deal with. You're a slave. You're a slave to the corporations and the government. Right? Maybe rightfully so. Maybe you should be. But if you go out there with a physician's heart and you find a service, I keep using that word service because that's really what the most important thing is. You want to make money, you got to find a way to serve people. The better you serve people, the more people you serve, the more you will be reciprocated. And you will be able to take good care of your father, good care of your siblings, you'll be able to have a family, you'll be able to have all the nice things that society can afford you. You should never have to be broke if you know how not to be, especially if you have a servant's heart. What I would study, if I were you, because you've already got if it's in your heart, you've already got the most important part, which is desire to serve people. I'd study marketing. Wow, that sounds evil. How about this? The only reason why you guys watch my videos is because I studied marketing. I spent a lot of my time studying. I spent thousands, tens of thousands while I was broke on credit cards on studying marketing. Because I know that in order to serve more people, I got to find a way to position myself in front of lots of people in a way that people want to be served by me. Do you get it? So really, if you want to quickly insert yourself into the economic machine and you have a skill, a craft, or a calling, the number one thing you should be studying is not business. Don't go to fucking business school. Don't even take business courses. It's marketing. That means how can I get in front of as many people that would like to partake in my service or product and persuade them into doing business with me. right? Because there you can start making even exchanges with people. I'll help you with A and you give me B. Even exchange. Now you start making money. So that's it. Of course, this question is, I'm answering this with a lot of opinion. But my original warning is that whatever you choose to do, because if you decide to become a physician, that's fine too. Because, hey, like I said, you have no choice but to be a warrior now anyway, so you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer either way. Or you go out there and start making money right away. I think this is the freer position of the latter of the two. And I think it's the one that kind of like God, Allah, the universe is kind of like kicking you towards right now. It kicked you out of the womb. Go serve people, serve your family, and enjoy your life. Done.